This coffee is the Nescafe Café de Olla, and it is a Mexican cinnamon coffee. If you've never had it before, I highly recommend you go get yourself some, make yourself a nice hot cup of coffee, and join me in my craft room, won't you? Hey there, hi there, hello there everyone. It's time for Hearts and Crafts with Anna. I'm Anna. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And if you visited before, it's good to see you again. On this channel, we share shopping hauls, create budget-friendly DIYs, and home decor. I am super excited about today's video. I'm taking part in the Small Creators Channel's challenge. It's hosted by Tiffany from Broke Girl Aesthetic, and our co-host is Nancy from Little Treasures by Nancy. The theme this month is Free Fallin', and we were challenged to create a fall-themed video. The link to the channels for our hosts are linked in the description below, along with the playlist channel link. Now, if you like bling, and if you like glam, and if you like fall, this is the video for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video and you don't miss out on any of the fun. Now let's head on over to my craft room so I can show you what I made using some of these gem adhesive strips from the Dollar Tree, some of this deco mesh, and this beautiful ribbon. So come on, grab your cup of coffee, café de olla, whatever it is you want to drink. Let's head on over to my craft room. Let's go. Vámonos. I'm going to start off by glamming up these beautiful velvet pumpkins I got at the dollar spot at Target. And I'm going to be using this self-adhesive gem sheet from the Dollar Tree. I started by cutting several single strand strips from the gem sheet, being careful to cut as close to the edge of the gem as possible to remove all the stringy edges. And then I applied the gem strips to the pumpkins. And even though these are self-adhesive, I did use some hot glue at each end. Because they're going on a wreath, I wanted to make sure that they stay in place. Since I'm going to be using these pumpkins in the wreath, I'm only applying these are squishy little slippery things. I'm only applying the strips to the front of the pumpkins. And here they are, les pièces de résistance for my glammed up fall wreath. Aren't they beautiful? And here are the supplies I used to make this wreath. I got all the supplies at the Dollar Tree. A 14-inch wreath form, some assorted florals, some deco mesh and ribbon, and some chenille stems. I took the deco mesh, left about a 2-inch tail, pinched it in the middle, and attached it to one of the chenille stems on the outer edge of the ring. I measured about 10 inches, made a poof, pinched it in the middle, and attached it to the next chenille stem on the outer edge of the ring. I did this all the way around until I got to my starting point. Now there are 6 chenille stems on the outer part of the ring, one at each post, and then there are 6 chenille stems on the inner part of the ring in between the 2 outer edge chenille stems. As I'm attaching these poofs, I am not tightening these stems too tightly. I'm just securing the poofs in place because I will be untying these stems to add more as I go. Once I got to my last poof, I untied the stem at the starting point and tied my last poof in that same stem. Next, I measured an 8-inch poof and tied it to the next stem in the inner part of the ring. I did this all the way around until I got back to this starting point. Once I went around the ring, I attached the last poof to the beginning or starting point of the inner part of the ring. And then I made another 8-inch poof and attached it to the first stem on the outer part of the ring. I repeated this step a second time, making 10-inch loops on the outer part of the ring and 8-inch loops on the inner part of the ring. Next, I took my multicolored mesh and cut 9 10-inch strips and 18 10-inch strips of the green and 9 10-inch strips of this foil leaf one. Next, I took 2 pieces of the green mesh and 1 piece of the multicolored mesh and rolled them up as you see here. Then I took the 3 pieces and made a little bunch and held them in my hand, or you can hold them together with a clip or a clothespin if you have difficulty holding them. Then I took the foil leaf piece, made it into a fan, pinched them all together in the center, untied one of the outer stems, and then tied the bunch right into that outer stem. Now that is the last layer that's going into these bunches, so I went ahead and cut off the excess chenille stem and folded the pieces down into the wreath. Now I only made 9 of these bunches because I left 3 open spots for my pumpkins, and here they are. All the bunches are in place. Next, I took some fall leaves and glued them in place around the wreath. Once I had all the leaves in place, I added some florals. You know, wreaths are really a lot of fun to make. We might feel intimidated sometimes when we see somebody else's work and we think, wow, how did they do that? Or I could never make one like that. But they really are pretty easy. You start out with a vision in your mind, and when you start putting your wreath together, it is going to take you into the right direction. You just have to give yourself some grace and let your creativity flow. It really is all about personal preference. What color schemes do you like, and what do you want to look at every day in your home? Now, this wreath was a custom order. My customer asked for a fall wreath that she could use through November. She asked that it have some glam, some bling, and that it was shiny. And I was super excited to take her up on her challenge. Well, now it's time to make the bow, but I do want to apologize ahead of time because I did not realize that the bow making part was out of the camera shot. But what I did is I took my green ribbon, I made a 10-inch tail, pinched the ribbon in the center, and then made 4 6-inch loops, 2 on each side, leaving a 10-inch tail on the other end. Then I used a chenille stem to hold the bow in place while I made the second part of the bow. And here is the first layer of the bow. So sorry about this, folks. Next, I took my leaf print ribbon, made a 10-inch tail, and repeated the same process with the 6-inch loops, 2 on each side, and then a 10-inch tail. Then what I did was I untied the chenille stem on the green bow and attached this leaf print bow on top of it. And here are 2 parts of the 3-part bow. Next, I took my very shiny, very glittery copper-colored ribbon, left a 10-inch tail, made 2 4-inch loops, 1 on each side, left a 10-inch tail on the other side, pinched it in the center, and attached it to the top of the bow. Next, I twist tied them all together, securing them very tightly, and then dovetailed all the ends. So pretty. Next, I attached the pumpkins to the wreath by poking some floral wire to the back of the pumpkins. I secured the wire into place with some hot glue, twisted the wires together to form 2 stems. Then I poked those stems through the wreath, twisted the wires together at the back, and secured them with hot glue. I repeated the process with the other 2 pumpkins. Once I had all 3 pumpkins in place, I attached the bow to the top of the wreath. And don't forget, fluff, fluff, fluff. And here is the finished wreath. I am so happy with how it turned out. And if my customer's watching, maybe she'll leave a comment below and let you know what she thinks. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!